How to set objective for life. Objective is so much crucial, right? Everybody talking about objective is important. We always talk about a lot of objectives in our work, and then we've been so much slammed about objective, it becomes something like a mental trauma. And then finally, one thing we don't do, which is we don't set objective for our own life, and that's how we set ourselves from a boat without any right direction and just keep floating in our life and finally end up somewhere. Sometimes surprise us with a good thing, but most of the time it does not surprise at all, and we are in a pretty much wrong place where we didn't want to be, and probably also did not fulfill our potential as well too. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 steps, and I'm going to give you a resource too as well, so you can use that to build the right life goals moving forward for yourself. You want that right? Of course you do. You want to be successful. You want to fulfill your potential as well too. So let's get started.
Sure.
Number one, answer this question to yourself. What do you want to be? So whenever I'm setting my life objective, the first thing I ask about myself. And normally when I do this one, I don't write it down one thing. Normally I write it down 1, 2, and 3 times. What do I want to be in my life by when? Normally next 5 years, next 3 years. So write down 3 answers. So that's the step number one. And then the next step is about why do I want to be that person? Why? So there will be an answer like A first, and then I will say why. I'm going to ask the question of the why. So normally I will ask the similar kind of 3, 4, even 5, even 7 why to actually find out my true reason, a deep dive why of that identity. So now I have 3 identity and I have a 3 why column coming down already. So from these 3, I'm going to pick the one, because I cannot be the multiple person at the same time. Can be 2, which is very hard, but 3 is impossible to be at the same time. So I will be always ruthlessly remove 1 and 2 and just keep the 1, which is the most compelling why in my life, and I'm going to start working on that one. So now I completed step number 2. Number 3, what will be my motivation? So now, as I have set up who I want to be and why, and now what are my motivation items? My key focus on this one is about to identify as many motivational points as possible, which will motivate me and inspire me every day, because everything I'm going to do it on this one for where I want to be, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take time, it's going to take energy, and it's going to take a lot of work, and it has to be a lot of things to unlearn and learn myself, and basically I have to recreate myself on the journey too. So then in this mission, so that's why I'm going to focus on how do I motivate myself. What are the things I'm going to motivate? Because those will be my real leverage to be consistently and use myself to be disciplined, to stay on course for who do I want to be in my life. Number 4, what resource do I need to achieve that one? This is so much important is about. I cannot just figure it out on the way. This look like pretty agile. It doesn't have to be a real essay, but I should actually, I'm going to do it down. I'm going to write it down, the list of the resource I need to achieve that goal, who I want to be. That's the very step number 4. And the step number 5 is about what immediate resource do I need to get started? Because I don't want to get started and then just fail immediately. And that will ruin all my motivation and passion to actually be the person. Because for me, always, or every other people, is about taking the first step is always challenging. And normally, the good thing for me about knowing if I take the first step, I have a lots of energy and have a lots of motivation, which is great. But now I have lots of energy and lots of motivation, and I don't have the right resource. So I'm gonna fall in the gap. And then I will be using all my resource and energy and motivation to get out of the hole of this one, which is a misuse of all that good momentums which I carry on from first as well too. So that's my goal is about what immediate resource do I need immediately to get things started moving forward. Number 6, now here's the point. How can I get all the resources as well too? So this is another very important aspect as well too. So I'll be continuously looking is about what immediate resource I have and what I need to get the next steps and next 2, 3, and 4 steps forward too. And I want to build a pipeline to make sure that I can get it. And that will only happen if I have a clear-cut understanding and plan how I'm going to get those resources too. So that's my goal is about. I'm also thinking about how do I get those resources and make sure that those are always coming. Those all, I don't need to have this in my inventory all the time, because it's very expensive to have all the resources, get it ready, and often I lose all the time. I'm going to figure it out on the way, but I will not just hoping all the resources, but I will be also building my plan by asking myself, how do I'm going to get those resources on time? And if I don't get it, what will be my mitigation plan to handle that challenging moment as well? Number 7, this is a very important aspect. Who can I work together and share the value? So every goals we don't have to achieve alone. We could do it together with other people. Like an example, a husband and wife, they could have a shared goal and can work together and can build it together. That sounds very ideal. But now when living in a society, like everybody is so biased about the self-love and individualism, and they're not even working together. I have been seeing so many families, they are living in the same house, but they don't have the similar kind of goals. They're doing things differently, individually, and that's why one of the things they're missing it out is about how they can share the value and achieve their goals. So there's a lots of couples who actually know how to do it well as well too. So one of them is Alex Hormozy and his wife, and he's very famous already because of all the great content he's putting in the internet, that he could become so successful together with his wife because then you find out how to create a shared goal and shared value and then work together and become really successful on that one too. So now somebody doesn't have to be a husband or wife. Somebody, it could be another friend, it could be a boyfriend, it could be girlfriend too, it could be brother and sister as well too. The goal is about creating those shared value I can create with someone, so you can combine it together and then we can achieve it together. So then we could become our even accountability buddies to help each other by pointing out when you are losing your momentum, to make sure that we're doing the best possible progress moving forward as well. Number 8, how do I'm gonna measure and progress this one? How often and how? What will be the set KPIs or key points I'm gonna define from each of the milestone so I can do? So first of all, it's about how long should be each of the milestones. Is it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? And how often I'm seeing myself, where am I into this one? Because the measuring is so much important. The thing we cannot see, we cannot measure, and the thing we cannot measure, we cannot improve and cannot track as well too. So when I'm becoming that person, it's so much important that I need to track, am I on track or I am off track already too? So now, how can I really see it's happening or not? So the goal is about, I'm going to set up a list of key indicators what I need to hit for each of the milestone, to make sure that I'm able to measure them and I'm going to see myself if I'm on track, and if I'm on track, great, celebrate and keep moving forward. And if I'm off track, I'm going to take some actions to bring myself back to the track and celebrate myself again to move forward as well, because both require celebration, because that's what brings me more motivation and more energy to do what I want to do, right? And number 9, which is very important, plan is not to quit. Lots of people give up. So my plan is about when I started where I want to be, I want to be truly beyond the person, and I have defined all my important why for this one. I have defined all the motivation thing. So goal is about, I use all those containers of juice and battery and all the motivational thing I have put on in my shelf in the very first earlier 3 steps, use them in that moment. Whenever there's a movement is telling me to quit, I'm going to use this one. But I will be always thinking about, is it the right thing I should keep doing this one? Is it the right goal, still align what I want to be? It doesn't mean that I'm going to drop my standard, but do I need to put it higher? Am I going too well so I can even do it better and take it more higher? That's a good one, but not actually dropping this one and giving away or walking out from this whole goal is not the plan. The plan is not to quit. The plan is to pursue and get it done and then define the next mission. Number 10, keep celebrating the milestone. Like I said, this one is the goal is about, I always celebrate small goals, small wins. Even small failures can be celebrated too, as long as it's not really fatal, because the goal is about, if I am already find out myself on track and I achieve my milestone, it's time to celebrate. So it becomes another one drops of juice of motivations on myself to keep doing what I'm doing, so I really reward myself. The other way, if I'm off track, that means I need to find out how I can put myself on back to track. So now I'm off track means I'm going to set myself, as soon as I'm going to come back to my track, I'm going to celebrate myself because I have achieved another thing that I'm used to be off track, but now back to on track as well too. So here's the one I shared with you 10 tips about how we can set a good, effective life goals too. So about this one, I wrote a book about how to set proactively objectives too, and it's published in Amazon. Go check that video. description, you'll be able to see the book. If you really wanted to seriously set your powerful goals in work, life, and entrepreneurship, that book is a workbook. That's not a theory or a textbook. It's a workbook, so you can take the book and you can print it book, you can write it down, all those related items or your goals, and you can exercise into it, and you can craft your goals, what you should be doing in your life or your professional life or entrepreneurship life. So that's the thing I want to do. So if you are thinking about, you want to improve yourself, about keep improving your other skills as a leader, go check this video right now. I put down a valuable tips for you that can help you to achieve, because one of the things is very important. Whenever you want to achieve your goals, the leadership skills is one of the key factors as well too, and that video will show you how to do that. Click the video right now. I'll see you there. All the best. We have some exciting plan for the next week, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that out.